Chef Gary Edwards, owner and head chef of Fire and Ice on Toby Creek, prepared pan-fried veal and a lemony risotto with asparagus for this week's Chef's Corner.
Today we're going to do a classical preparation of veal Oscar, but we're going to do it with a little bit of an eclectic twist. What we're going to do is we're going to take veal top round, we're going to bread it in panko, and we're going to fry it in some nice light olive oil, and we're going to serve it with lemon risotto, finished with asparagus. We're going to finish it with a Dijon sauce, finished with crab meat. On top of that, we're going to just put a little bit of mascarpone cheese. What's important is that we have all of our mise en place together. Mise en place is a French term. It means to put into place. That means that we have all of our ingredients together. Because this is a sauté dish, we don't have any time to go back and chop shallots. So we have to have all of our ingredients ready. And this will make the preparation that much easier when our guests arrive. Okay, so we have our diced shallot here. Okay. And also we have the rest of our ingredients. We'll be working with veal top round. It's a nice tender piece of meat. But we're going to make it a little bit more tender. I'm going to put some plastic wrap on to keep everything nice and sanitary. And it also helps so we don't have holes. Hot pan, olive oil. We're pan frying here, which means that the product is going to be covered halfway up in oil. We don't want to deep fry. If we have too much oil in there, that'll be more of a deep fry. If we don't have enough oil in there, that'll be more of a sauté, and the breadcrumbs won't brown well. I'm going to dredge the veal in a little bit of flour. And we want to knock most of the flour off. If we have too much flour in there, it'll cake, and we'll have holes in our breading.
And just a little egg wash there.
There's a little bit of eggs. And this is in some panko, which is fresh breadcrumbs with a little bit of herb. I want to test to see that the pan's hot. We need to get a little bit more heat here. What we're looking for is when we put the breadcrumbs in, we want them to crackle. If we put the breadcrumbs in and they turn black right away, obviously the pan's too hot. If we put the breadcrumbs in and they just kind of sit there swimming around in the swimming pool, well, they're going to be soggy, and you want the veal to be nice and crisp and delicious. And we have the right temperature for the pan. And you see how it's crackling? Nice there. It's not too hot, but we're going to get a nice golden brown on our veal. Okay, we have our nice veal, it's golden brown. Now you can also do this in a couple different fashions. Rather than using the veal, you can do pork if you were interested in using a pork product. You can pound the pork the same way, or you can use some vegetables. You could do some zucchini or some yellow squash and kind of cut that on the bias and have a nice vegetarian dish out of this. These are only going to take probably about 4 to 5 minutes tops to cook. Don't forget that veal is only about a 1/16 of an inch thick. Next, we're going to be preparing the risotto. I'm going to put a little bit of shallot in there. Now, we're not going to be making the risotto from scratch right here. The recipe is provided. What I do in the restaurant and in a lot of applications, most every restaurant, you're going to have the arborio rice par cooked. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to sweat some shallot or some onion, nut the rice, and add stock in stages, just until it's about halfway cooked. And in the restaurant, we do that in advance so that you don't have to wait 20 minutes for your food to come out. Stir in a little bit of asparagus. Some zest of lemon, give it a little bit of tang. Little lemon juice. White wine. And this will start to absorb back into the rice again, the risotto. Again, that's our arborio rice. Using fresh heavy cream from Hillside Farms. Wonderful product. Good quality ingredient. That's one thing that's important, using good quality ingredients for your finished product. Okay, we're going to go ahead and plate that up. veal, Complete that right on top like that. The last step is the sauce, and the sauce will only take a couple seconds. So I actually have my veal dish all prepared and plated up. And then right before I serve it, I'm just going to put the sauce on it. Nice hot pan. We're going to add some shallot. We're going to sweat down the shallot a little bit. It's going to bring out some more of the flavor in it. We're going to add some glace here, which is a veal glace de viande. Okay? And this is an actual veal stock that's been reduced. And you can see it's been reduced down so much that it's actually gelatinized and it thickens up. Of course, that's going to go away when we add heat to it. If you don't make veal stock in your home, you can always buy some stock. They sell it in the supermarkets. I know I get mine down at Garrity Supermarkets, and they have the veal stock right there. I reduce it down and make my sauce right from that. A little bit of mustard, not too much. We don't want it to be tangy, but we do want to get some flavor in there.
And that's the Dijon mustard.
Of Dijon, yeah. Right at the end, we're going to add a little bit of crab meat.
So nice jumbo lump crab.
And we're going to add this in the end because we don't want to break up the crab meat. We're going to add some tarragon butter, give it a little flavor in the end. And this is a step called monter à beurre. And we're going to roll the butter into there. And we're going to finish this off like that. All that nice flavor from the veal stock reduced on there.
Wow, chef, looks great.
Oh, thank you very much. Last but not least, we're going to put a little bit of Italian mascarpone, which is an Italian cream cheese. We could put some herbs on there for a little bit of color and some extra flavor. And there you have it, from Fire and Ice on Toby Creek. A classic veal Oscar done in an eclectic twist on the kitchen at Fire and Ice.
For this recipe and others, go to www.timesleader.com.